Buying your first home in Las Vegas? Let me tell you, one wrong move and it could cost you thousands of dollars and weeks of wasted time. For example, you need to get a pre-approval so you know exactly what your budget is. You need to have your down payment ready so you don't have any surprises. You also need to decide what your must-haves and your nice-to-haves are, like number of bedrooms, bathrooms, garages, square footage. Why? Because if you don't know, you'll spend hours falling in love with something you can't buy. That disappointment is the number one reason why a lot of buyers fail or give up. Now stick around, because just in a few minutes, I'll tell you a real story about a couple that almost lost their chance of their dream home and what we did to turn it around. And of course, I'll give you a set of tools at the end of this video so that you can use them and don't make these mistakes yourself. I'm Giacomo. I create videos showing you what it's really like to live in Las Vegas, covering real estate trends, new developments, and neighborhoods that actually deliver value. I'm also a real estate agent. I help both locals and relocators find the best opportunities in this market. So if you want to stay in the know, subscribe. Now let's get to it. All right, so before we run into the mistakes, let me give you a roadmap so you know what to expect in this episode. So number one, I'm going to give you Alex and Sophia's real story, because nothing really beats a real world lesson. Number two, the number one mistake is not getting a pre-approval. That's the number one way buyers here in Las Vegas lose their home. Number two, ignoring hidden costs, like HOAs that could sneak up on you like a Vegas summer heat. Number three, not seeking professional help. Trust me, this one could cost you dearly. Number five, comparable math. Side by side, run your rent versus buy numbers. Long term, what it's going to cost you. Short term, what it's going to cost you. Then I'm going to give you the turnaround, how Alex and Sophia almost blew it, and how we made it all work out. And finally, the freebies. Tools that you could use so that you could skip the headaches and save yourself some money, some time, and some stress. So that's a roadmap. Clean, simple, step by step. Stick with me to the end, and I'll hand you all these free resources. Pre-approval checklist, a hidden cost worksheet, a buyer's agent interview script, closing cost quick estimator, and an offer readiness checklist. Those are all important information that will help you and guide you through the process of buying your first home. Which of these could help right now? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know. So let me introduce you to Alex and Sophia. They're a young couple from California, super excited about starting fresh here in Vegas. But here's the thing. Within 1 week, they almost fell into two traps that first-time buyers make when purchasing a home. One, they started looking at homes without a pre-approval, and they were touring homes that were way above the budget. Number two, they didn't factor in hidden costs, like HOA fees, closing costs, and even repairs that they would be responsible for. Now imagine this, you're in love with a home, and you're ready to make an offer, and then reality hits. They weren't pre-qualified, and the hidden costs would have blown their budget. That's a heartbreak waiting to happen. And if you have ever fallen in love with a home, you couldn't have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But don't worry, I'll tell you exactly how we turned it around and where they ended up by the end of this episode. For now, let's talk about the first mistake they made. Quick one for you. Have you ever started looking at homes before talking to a lender? Be honest and drop it in the comments. All right, so mistake number one, and this is a big one, not getting a pre-approval before looking at it. Here's what happens if you miss a step. You waste time looking at homes you actually can't afford. You lose credibility with the sellers. They won't take you seriously without a pre-approval. And worst of all, you could fall in love with a house just to find out later on that it's out of reach. In Las Vegas, homes could go under contract in a matter of days. If you're not pre-approved, you're already behind. So the solution? Sit down with a lender. A good pre-approval gives you clarity, speed, and leverage where it counts. At the end of this video, I'll give you the pre-approval checklist. If you exact the list that I give to all my first-time buyers. Have you talked to a lender yet? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments. Mistake number two. That's the sneaky one. Your mortgage payment might look affordable, but here's what can add up fast. HOA fees, $80 here, $200 there. Averages in Las Vegas can surprise you. Closing costs, inspections, appraisal, title fees. Repair and maintenance, because that leaky AC, it's yours once you buy the home and you move in. I've seen buyers budget only for the mortgage, then feel blindsided by the extras. And when that happens, stress levels go through the roof. A good agent will prepare you on all this. On a buyer consultation, I go over all this stuff with my clients. However, this is information that you should know, so you can start planning in advance. So once you're ready to go, the table's all set, and we can get you a home. But here's the good news. I'll give you my hidden cost worksheet at the end of this video. With it, you can plug in your own numbers and know exactly where you stand before you fall in love with a home. Would you rather pay $200 a month in HOA fees for amenities or skip amenities and pocket the savings? A mistake number 3, trying to do it all without professional guidance. Here's the truth. The listing agent works with the seller, not you. Without a buyer's agent, you might miss out on negotiation leverage. Local knowledge matters. School zoning, HOA rules and regulations, future developments, and you wouldn't find all that online. Alex and Sophia make that mistake too. They thought going straight to the listing agent would save them money. In reality, they would have lost about $15,000 in negotiations. Your buyer's agent, and yes, that could be me, is there to protect you, fight for you, fight for your best deal, and catch things you don't even know to look for. And one of the things I'll give you at the end of this video is my buyer's agent interview script. 10 questions you could use to make sure that whoever you choose is the right fit for you. What's that one question you would like to ask your buyer's agent before working with them? Drop it below. Now let's talk about the numbers, because at the end of the day, buying versus renting always comes down to the math. A 3-bedroom home comes down to about $2,100 a month. Upfront cost, meaning deposit, first month, and other deposits that they may require, comes to about $4,200 to $5,000, sometimes even plus down payment. Long term, that's $25,000 in a year with no equity buildup. A comparable 3-bedroom starter home runs for about $350,000 with 5% down. That's $17,500 a month. At $8,000 to $10,000 in closing costs, a monthly payment, mortgage plus insurance and HOAs, comes to about $2,300 a month. But here's the kicker. You're paying down your loan and you're building equity. Over 5 years, that can mean $50,000 in equity growth if the market keeps the same pace. So yes, buying requires more upfront costs, but it flips the script. Instead of paying your landlord's mortgage, you're paying your own. And for Alex and Sophia, that is exactly what made everything click. Once they saw the long-term numbers, the decision was clear. What do you think? Do you think it's better to pay less and be flexible? Or is it better to pay more and build equity? So what happened with Alex and Sophia? Well, they almost fell into the 2 major traps. 1, shopping without a pre-approval, and 2, ignoring the hidden costs. But here's the good news. With the right steps, we turned everything around. We sat down, got them fully approved, mapped in all their costs, and figured out what was the real budget. We factored in HOA fees, closing costs, and a cushion for maintenance. The result? They found a beautiful home in Henderson, which matched all their must-haves, fit their budget, and gave them peace of mind. And that's the big lesson. With the right preparation and the right guidance, some buyer could skip all the stress and actually enjoy the process. And remember the tools I mentioned? The pre-approval checklist, the hidden cost worksheet, buyer's agent interview, closing cost estimator, and offer readiness checklist. They're linked for you at the end. What's the scariest part of buying your first home? Drop it in the comments. I'd really like to know. That wraps up this week's episode of the Giacomo Report. If you found it helpful, make sure you subscribe and drop a comment with your questions. I read everyone. And if you know someone who's thinking about buying their first home in Las Vegas, share this video with them. It could save them thousands. And remember, real estate is not just about buying or selling a home. It's about strategy and having someone on your side who knows how to put the pieces together. I'm Giacomo Zarconi with eXp Realty. I'll see you next Friday on the Giacomo Report. Be safe and be kind.